It's time for you to pick a side, man. And I was going to wait till next week, but I couldn't wait. It was burning in my heart. It's time for you to pick a side. It's time for you to pick the side of being for you instead of against you. It's time for you to stop raging war with yourself, with that reflection in the mirror, with your self-reflection. And it's time for you to create more peace in your life. Some of you are too damn good at beating yourself up. Some of you are too damn good at counting yourself out. Some of you are too damn good at not seeing the greatness within you, but seeing every single limitation within you. I'm not telling you to be oblivious to your weaknesses, to the things that you need to work on, but dang, you've been beating yourself up for far too long, my friend. You become your own enemy. You become your own enemy. I know we talk about people. We talk about, oh, they don't like me. But do you like you? I know we talk about people, oh, they don't support me. But do you support you? I know we talk about people, oh, they treat me bad. They treat me wrong. But do you treat yourself right? Because what you're going to learn in this book, Protect Your Peace, one of the things that you're going to learn out of many is that you set the tone for your life. It starts with you. There's this guy that has these words at the end of every single video. It all starts with you. It starts with you. You want everybody else to treat you right. You want this world to treat you right, but you don't treat yourself right. You've been beating yourself up. My grandpa told me this a long time ago. He said, Trent, in this world's going to give you a lot of enemies. Some you know, some you don't know. Sometimes it's people, sometimes it's things, but this world's going to give you a lot of enemies. He said, son, make sure you don't add your name to that list. And the truth is, if we wrote a list out of our enemies, for some of you, you would be enemy number one. Because instead of practicing self-grace, you've been practicing self-guilt. Tearing yourself down over something you can no longer change, over a past that you can no longer do anything about, over things you can't control because you made a mistake, because you're not being who the world wants you to be, because you're not being or doing what your parents wanted you to do or what this person wanted you to do. And you're practicing self-guilt instead of giving yourself grace. How would your life change right now if you start to say, you know what? I made that mistake. You know what? I messed up, but it's okay. Today's a new beginning. It's okay. I can still better my life. I still have a heartbeat. I can still get more out of my life. But instead, you beat yourself up. Instead, you think you are a mistake because you made a mistake. And you practice this self-guilt. Some of you are practicing self-guilt because you've been doing what's right for you. And instead of being unapologetic about it, you're apologizing for doing what's right for you. You're apologizing for setting boundaries, which this book is going to help you with. You're apologizing for knowing your worth, demanding your worth, which this book is going to help you with. But when you pick a side of being for you, you don't practice self-guilt. You practice self-grace. Can I be real with you right now? Some of you watching me right now, you've been on the side of self-sabotage. You've been on the side of self-pity. You're not a sorry person. You're not a pitiful person. You've been on the side of that. How about you pick the side instead of being on the side of self-sabotage? You be on the side of self-support. Where you support yourself. Where you be there for yourself. They talk about we got a watch party going on right now, a stars party. Everybody sending stars. Thank you very much. I appreciate y'all. I love you. I guess they just uploaded this right now. Sorry, I got distracted by this thing at the bottom of the chat. Thank you for all y'all being here. Thank you for all y'all support. I hope that you're feeling this, man. Drop some emojis, drop some hearts, comment right now, share this right now, because we're going to be here for about another 10 minutes. But what would it look like if you picked the side of self-support instead of self-sabotage? What would it look like if you actually supported yourself? And you say, you know what? I'm going to do this for me. You know what? I'm going to start doing more of this for me. I'm going to choose my peace. I'm going to choose my greatness. I'm going to choose my goodness. I'm going to choose loving myself unconditionally. See, some of us, our problem, we have picked the side of conditional love for ourselves. We love ourselves when they love us. We love ourselves when the world loves us. We love ourselves when people like our posts. We love ourselves when people celebrate us. What if unconditionally you loved yourself because of how you were created and who you are? Flaws and all, you loved yourself. A big component, I talked to kids on the island this the other day, a big component of self-worth self-worth? Self-worth is how you feel about yourself. A big component of self-worth is accepting yourself. Of accepting yourself. That's a big component. Some of you don't accept yourself. How would your life change if you started accepting yourself? This is me. I told a kid the other day, in front of 400 kids, he had tears in his eyes. He was looking down as he was talking. Some of y'all saw it because some of y'all watched the live. You go on the feed and see it. And he was talking negative about himself, like we all do. His head was down. He was just like, I just don't know. And I'll tell him, I look up, I said, take a deep breath. I said, breathe. I said, breathe again. He picked his head up. I said, I want you to say this right now with your chest. Say, I'm here. And he said, I'm here. 16-year-old kid. I said, no. I said, say, I'm here. He said, I'm here. And I want everybody in the chat right now to say, I'm here. Because in this world, we are so good at shrinking. We're so good at hiding. We're so good at running away. We're so good at trying to hide everything. And this world programs us to think like that. We feel like we only can be here. Oh, man. We feel like we only can be here when we're perfect. We feel like we only can be here when everything is going right. We feel like we only can be here and show up when the conditions in our life are favorable. But self-worth says, I value me unconditionally. I value me regardless. I value me. And I'm here. One of the things that I've been telling myself every month, I'm here unapologetically. I'm here. I'm showing up brave. I'm showing up bold. And I'm showing up big. I'm showing up brave. I'm showing up bold. And I am showing up big. I'm picking the side of being for me. So for some of you in here, your new beginning, if you really accept this and you really feel this, your new beginning is no longer tearing yourself down no more. Your new beginning is lifting yourself up. Your new beginning is being your greatest ally, not your greatest enemy. Your new beginning is retiring that self-destructive alter ego where you've been destroying yourself. You've been destroying the love for yourself. You've been destroying how you feel about yourself. You've been destroying your talents, your gifts. And you're so good at destroying your life. That changes tonight. That changes right now. You're going to become legendary at no longer self-destruction, but you're going to become a legendary at self-appreciation, self-reassurance, self-confidence. You're going to look in the mirror every single day and say, I'm here. Flaws and all, I'm here. Struggles and all, I'm here. Hard times and all, I'm here. I'm no longer going to live a life of retreating. I'm no longer going to live a life of running. I'm no longer going to live a life of hiding. And I'm for damn sure, excuse my French, I'm no longer going to live a life of shrinking. Some of you have been shrinking to fit in. You've been shrinking not to offend. Some of you have silenced your gifts and your greatness because you don't want to offend those around you. You've been shrinking in to fit in with those around you because you don't want to walk boldly and stand out and be the person that God called you to be. Because you're afraid of losing people. You're afraid of criticism. You're afraid of what they're going to say. You're afraid of being picked apart. I understand. Because I deal with that a lot. But my mindset this year is, I'm here. As I leave you tonight, there's a word called enmity. And enmity means ill will, our hatred, dislike towards something. The truth of the matter is, my friend, maybe you are at a point, maybe this was you, or it might be you. You're practicing self-enmity, meaning that you have ill will and hatred towards yourself. It's time to turn that self-enmity into positive self-energy. See, that self-enmity means that you're your greatest enemy. It means that you're creating negative energy. It means that you're creating victim energy. It means that you're creating pity energy. And that's the energy that doesn't serve your life. The energy that serves your life, the energy that serves your life is I'm here. And I ain't going nowhere. So you tell those enemies that's coming into your life, you tell life, whatever it is that you're dealing with, I'm not going nowhere, I'm here. Because the more we run from it, and I know this seems so common sense, the more it keeps us from it. Keeps us from our healing, keeps us from our next level. Man, the more we're exhausted, you've been running from yourself. You got to deal with yourself. If you want to heal within yourself, you got to deal with you. Or life is going to deal with you. But we losing self-enmity. We're no longer being hatred to ourselves. We're no longer going to allow other people's hatred to become our hatred. How they feel about us doesn't change how we feel about ourselves. Now, 2024, starting now, we're not going to let how they feel about us change how we feel about ourselves ever anymore. No more. Because the more you know who you are, and I'll tell you this, when it comes to self-worth, the number one reason why we have low self-esteem, and I've done this for years, the number one reason that I found out through survey, through asking my audience of thousands of people throughout the years, the number one enemy to our self-worth is how people feel about us. The number one reason why we don't feel enough is because how people feel about us. How they feel about us is changing how we feel about ourselves. And I know in this human experience, it's hard to ignore words. It's hard to ignore feedback that you didn't ask for. It's hard to ignore somebody's 2 cents in the comments that you didn't ask for. That's why it's important to know who you are. That's why it's important to know whose you are. That's why it's important to practice self-compassion, to practice self-grace, to practice self-love, to practice self-confidence. That's why it's important to build those things. Because when life tries to throw you bull crap, almost said a word there. When life tries to throw you bull crap, when opinions try to make you feel like you're less, you don't stress because you know that's not true. And so what I did on this island yesterday, I walked kids through a process. I spoke to 2 schools. I spoke to a soccer team. I spoke to a school, and I spoke to a conference of kids. And we walked through this process, and I'm teaching you a little bit easier so they can understand it. But we walked through this process of self-worth, because self-worth is the pillar of life, how you feel about yourself. So I want to challenge each and every one of you to be on the side of you. Pick a side. Stop going back and forth. Stop beating yourself up and loving yourself. Pick the side of being for yourself, not against yourself. And that will change your life. No longer be the antagonist in your life. Be the ally in your life. No longer playing the role of the antagonist in your life, because you're your greatest enemy. But you can also be your greatest friend. You look in the mirror tonight and every single morning throughout the rest of this year and say, I'm here. I'm here. And let that be a reminder that you picking a side of your greatness, not your limitations. That you picking a side of your best life, not your settled life. You picking a side of knowing, demanding your worth, not settling for less. You picking a side of living big, of living bold, of living brave, not shrinking your life. But like I tell you in every single video, every single live, it all starts with you. I can come on here and talk, teach, preach, yell at you, cry with you. But until you really get sick and tired of being sick and tired, man, you're going to keep accepting the same stuff. You got to get real in your life right now on why you can't accept it no more. Or why this is going to be real for you. Why it's not just going to be another message of inspiration where you type in the chat and you type the emojis and everything and you say, yes, this is for me. But you do nothing to change it. I want you to create change. I want you to say yes to yourself. I want you to say yes to your dreams, yes to your next level. I want you to say yes to your best life. You've been saying no. Man, here I go, man. I got to go. But you've been saying no. You've been saying no. You can say you've been saying yes, but you've been saying no. You've been saying no. Look at your day-to-day. You've been saying no. You've been saying no to what's available to you. You've been saying no to the life that God created you to live. You've been saying no. You've been resisting it for whatever reason. It's time for you to say yes. Yes, I'm worth it. Yes, I've been worth it. Yes, I will forever be worth it. It was magical having kids repeat after me and saying that in an audience. They don't even know what they were necessarily saying to themselves, really, I could tell. But after a while, they felt different. You saw them change. You saw them believe. I said, hey, everybody in this room, I want you to say, I'm worth it. I've been worth it. I will forever be worth it. I'm worth it. And you worth everything good coming to your life. Be on the side of you. Stop self-sabotaging yourself when you feel like, oh, this is too good to be true, and you find ways to mess everything up. You find ways to mess a good thing up. You're waiting for the bad to happen. That's a life that you don't need to be living. That's a disease of low self-esteem. Nah. You deserve everything coming to your life. And good things are coming to your life. Better days are coming to your life. Your breakthrough is here. You might be at your breaking point, but you're going to pick the side of breaking through and no longer breaking down. That's what I want for you. But what's going to make it real for you? That's my question. Because I'm about to press in. And life for you is about to begin. And the same stuff is still going to be present to believe. The same stuff is still going to be present to entertain. What's going to make it different for you? What's going to make you live big, live brave, live bold? Like, why are you really going to pick the side of being for you? These are questions I want you to think about and get clear on. Because clarity is one of the first steps to mastery. Self-mastery. And self-mastery, to be real with you, just about loving yourself. That's it. Not beating yourself up. I want that for you. Protect your peace, man. If you got anything from today, this book right here is all of me. Everything y'all hear me talk about, from knowing your worth to setting boundaries to trusting your vision to living your best life, it's in this book, man. Pre-order the book, TrentShelton.com, and get it. Christmas gifts, whatever. If you already pre-ordered it, thank you so much. If you can't pre-order, I understand. But I just thank you for being here. I thank you for your support. I want this book to be the #1 book in the world. Not for an ego thing for me, but I know what it's going to do for lives. I want to shift this world. I'm on a mission this year. I'm here. You're going to see me being a little bit more bold, a little bit more brave than you've ever seen before. You're like, Trent, how can you even get more bold? Yeah, because I got a mission in my soul that's burning and it's deeper. And me being in Aruba has showed me a lot of things that I haven't even scratched the surface on what God has for me. I know even more clear now what I'm here for. And I'm here for something that I feel like that only I've been called to do in this way. When that lady pulled me to the side yesterday and I held back tears, she said, Trent, I've never seen this ever. I've never seen it. She said, this exceeded expectations. I know you are very good at what you do, but you have a way of connecting the hearts. And what makes it even more special is that you can connect to the youth's hearts of this island, and nobody's ever been able to do that. We've never seen it like this ever. Yeah. I'm here, man. So are you. Let's get it.